What is good, everybody, and welcome to Team COJ here. Today, guys, I got a post-commentary duel video for you guys. That's right, I got Plant Link on the bottom, piloted by yours truly, and Pendulum Magician on the top, piloted by Flexi. And we're going to lose the dice roll, as we do a lot of the times I'm starting to see. Like, I don't really win that many dice rolls. But still going on here, he wins the dice roll. He's going to go first. He's going to do the Pendulum, you know, the best deck. He's going to start with an Upstart Goblin, which is going to give me 1,000 life points. Which, in Plant Link, you already kind of want to have high life points, so this is, like, perfect. But he's going to start out with the activation of Oath Dragon, then going off with the Duelist Alliance. So this is looking pretty good. I'm not too sure if Flexi here is on, like, the Triff Gaming Pendulum list where you make Dagda with DPE or anything like that. But I do know, like, the deck can very, very solidly put up a few forms of disruption, such as, like, Baron DeFleur, Borreload Savage, plus the Star Pendulum Graph, I believe, or Time Pendulum Graph, which is, like, pops, destroys one with the pop and then sends the other if you don't destroy a Pendulum Scale, which is pretty nuts. But I open 0 interruption, so I'm forced to sit here and just watch my man just go to town, activating the Double Iris and Scale. And I think that he's going to trigger the Time or the Star Pendulum Graph to add. We will see here. Still just kind of like Pendulum's just kind of a crazy mechanic, guys. Really crazy. The fact that they still have their Pendulum Summon is still insane. As you can see, we see a Pendulum Summon happen just as I say that of Wisdom Eye, Double Iris, and the Harmonizing, which Harmonizing is an insane card. He's going to be able to summon out, I believe that's an Oath Dragon from the deck, which if you don't know, 4 plus 6 equals 10, which is Baron DeFleur, which is already looking pretty good. So I think his route to go here, I don't know if he'd opened too well. He didn't open well enough to make, like, the link zones for his Selene, so he'd get, like, a bigger Pendulum Summon. But, I mean, Baron DeFleur isn't too bad. So we go into Baron DeFleur, and then we go into a rank 4, it looks like, which is going to be the Time Star Magician, which you detach and you get to add a Pendulum Magician, I believe, or a Pendulum Spellcaster from your deck to your hand. And then, like, if one would be destroyed, he can, like, just send one from deck to grave instead. But we're going to add Skullcrat Joker and Harmonizing off of the Oath, it looks like. And then we're going to use Baron DeFleur to pop the Double Iris, which is going to let him add the Time Pendulum Graph. So this is actually wowzers. And my hand's not the greatest. Like, I mean, I take that back. My hand is great if I won the dice roll. But for playing into a board of Baron, it wouldn't be too bad, but really what it is going to be playing into that Time Pendulum Graph, which is just going to completely remove 2 monsters at the greatest of ease, which is going to be kind of problematic. So I draw for turn, look at my hands, calculating every type of possibility I have, so I fire off Painful Decision. I think I have, like, one of the Lokis in hand, so I'm hoping he'll negate this with the Baron, but of course he decides not to, so I end up sending the seed to the graveyard and then add a seed to the hand. No, I think I had Shadow in my hand. So I have, like, the perfect, like, 1-2 card extension going on. So we're going to start off with the normal summon here of the Sunseed Loki, which is going to be followed up with the special summon of the Shadow, which can only special summon itself when I control the normal seed out. And right here, before I continue to climb up, we're going to see he's thinking he's going to flip the Time Pendulum Graph, which is going to completely wreck everything. So he's going to target destroy the Sunseed, and then since a Pendulum monster is not destroyed, he's going to just send the Shadow to the graveyard. And yeah, so guys, that's practically it for my turn. I'm not going to lie. My hand was very weak, very fragile. I wasn't going to say it was fragile. It was just very weak to this type of disruption, and I still have a Baron to play through, and I don't think I have enough gaps to get through it. So we're probably just going to jump on over here to the next game.
Please remember, guys, if you guys want to help support the channel, please check out the links down in the description below. Please also, if you guys haven't already, ding that notification bell so that you guys don't miss whenever I go live. I try to live stream once or twice a week as scheduled, depending. But more importantly, if you guys want to really directly support the channel, hit that join button, become a member, get access to exclusive perks and rewards, and the live streams. When my live streams are done, they go up right for members to be able to watch in case they missed it due to the time change or just life in general. And then finally, if you guys are shopping on TCG Player, please use the TCG Player affiliate link down below. It will help go right back into the channel. So without further ado, let's just get right back into the video.
Okay, guys, here we go in game 2, and Plant Link here is going to start us off. So I look at my hand's actually crazy. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, my hand is totally jacked. Once I draw it here, I remember this hand specifically. I draw my 3, 4, 5 cards, and my hand is just fire. Like, it's really fire. Like, I'm able to play through so much disruption. It's insane. So I activate the Painful Decision, sending Loki to add Loki. I then pitch Rose Princess, which is a new addition to the deck to add the White Rose Cloister, which is probably, I actually really like these cards a lot. So the concept I found is you try to combo without your normal summon. Like, we don't really play through Nib, but we play, we don't really play around it, we play through it. Excuse me, I got that reversed. But we're going to use the Cloister to summon out the Loki from hand, since we control no monsters. So I still haven't normal summoned. Making Little Tree here, Dreas, to add Sunseed Sowing, which is crazy. Sunvine Sowing, actually. This card is bonkers, guys. So I'm going to summon from my deck the Twins, take 1,000, then both the Twins and the Dreas is going to trigger. Dreas is going to gain me back the 1,000 and summon from the extra deck this Sunvine card, and then the Twins going to resolve, summoning back out the Loki. And then I was just explaining to him that Sunvine, the Sowing also has the ability to protect Plant Link monsters from destruction. Go into Jasmine, use Jasmine's effect to tribute out the Twin, summon out Mardell. There we go. I couldn't remember what I was thinking. I swear I summoned out Mardell here. Mardell is going to grab us the Sunseed Shadow. And now, in theory, with me adding Shadow, that means I already opened, there it is, Laurel. If I didn't open Laurel and I got hold of Shadow, I could technically go for a U-Link combo, but I don't think the U-Link combo is, as worth it in this matchup, especially since they can Pendulum summon all from their hand. But we're going to link into another Evermind Jasmine. Laurel's going to give us 500 life points, procking off both Jasmines to let me add any plant monster from my deck to my hand. So we're going to grab Snowdrop and Mudan from deck to hand. We're going to special summon out the Shadow because I control the vanilla normal monster. And then I think the next play, I kind of messed up here. I kind of get a little bit ahead. I link off the wrong Jasmine. I go into Melis, and I was like, oh, wait a second. Hold up. No zones to do that. So I link off the other Jasmine into Melis. Melis brings back out the Sunseed Loki. Link the other Jasmine and the Sunseed Loki into another Melis because none of the Sunavalon cards are once per turn for some reason. Go up into another small tree. This small tree is going to grab me the Sunvine Shrine, which is practically a Will of the Salamangreats every turn. And then I kind of just have full combo from here, but I got to figure out the best way to do it. I link off of the Dreas and the Melis into Sunavalon Drathianus, which is going to grab me the Sunavalon Bloom, which is kind of the pseudo skill drain on activation, and it allows the tree to get super huge in the damage step. Then I link off Melis and the Shadow into Bellergance the Resurgent, one of my favorite card of the entire deck. This card, like I said, if they didn't have this card just does so much for the deck. It's like another decent boss monster to end on. So right now we end up having skill drain plus a compulse. And looking back at it, I think that I could have put out another small tree, which would have saved me from taking the effect damage, because I end up using the Shrine to bring out the Loki. Then I use a Snowdrop to tribute the Loki to special summon it, plus the Madon from the hand. Madon, when normal or special, grabs me the Rika Sheet, which is a, for lack of a better, it's like an in-perm, but you can also have the ability to tribute a plant, and if you tribute a plant, you snatch steal the monster till the end of the turn. Snowdrop will target herself to make all plant monsters level 8. Go into Teardrop, the Rika Queen, which is just a quick effect tribute. And then I set 2 and pass. And this is like the max inboard. The poor Flexi up there did not open any interruption. So we just were able to full combo and practically put up anything. And he takes a little bit to think here, simply because as he was sitting here, he's like, normally Pendulum can play through like a board, like a before interruption board, sometimes with the greatest of ease, but it's just the type of interruption we have, having the Compulse, the Tribute, the Skill Drain S card, and the Snatch and Steal, which of course the Snatch and Steal I would tribute off the Begalancer because he can come back the following turn. So it's very interesting on the interruption that I have that he has to play through. But again, guys, remember, this was all done from one normal monster. That's what's the craziest thing here. All this was done from one normal monster. It's truly, Sunvine Sowing is just insane. I really like this deck. It has such a depth to it that I've just really grew really fond of this strategy. It reminds me of World Chalice, which was, if you guys don't know, that was just a World Legacy deck that was super combo oriented. and super powerful. Did a bunch of Skull Dread draws. Won a YCS, I believe, at one time. But this deck reminds me a lot of it, simply by how, like, its playstyle, but like it has better inboard themed monsters. So like, if you were to give World Chalice like a Link 4 or like 2 Link 4s that actually did something, this is what I would possibly foresee them being able to do. But sadly, they don't have that. But this is like, I played World Chalice for a little bit. If you guys haven't seen, I do have a video from a long time ago up of World Chalice. And we're going to see Double Iris activated in this scale with an activation of Duelist Alliance. Go ahead and grabbing him the Time Pendulum Graph. So I have to be very wary of Time Pendulum Graph because of its Send ability. Because Sowing will not protect me from the Send, but it'll protect me from the Destruction. But we're going to see him follow with Pendulum Call, which is phenomenal for that deck. Go ahead and get in the Purple Poison and the Oath Dragon Magician from deck to hand. So grabbing the Purple Poison, I'm kind of interested in what's going to happen. I got to play very carefully here because of the Poison. He activates Oath Dragon. Then I believe we follow up with a normal summon. I believe that's what he follows up as. He normal summons the Purple Poison, I think. He's taking a little bit of time to think about what he has to do here because, like you said, with the type of interruption that the deck has, like, he has to play kind of carefully around it. And we do see the normal summon of the Purple Poison. And I think he just decides to go into the battle phase. Which, as soon as he enters battle phase, I don't decide that I'm not going to let that Purple Poison crash and pop. So I tribute it, which plays around the destruction effect of Purple Poison by using the Rika Queen here. But now his battle phase is exhausted, so I don't have to worry about getting kind of like, you know, whacked over during the battle phase. But we're going to see him set one card, and I believe pass, I think. No, actually, I'm incorrect. He does not pass. He actually does something pretty big here, as you guys will see. He Pendulum summons out 3, harmonizing the Crystal Clear and the Purple Poison. And this is where I do a lot of things here because I have to make a move because harmonizing resolves it goes. So I, thinking on the Begalancer, so I flip over Rika's Sheet to target the harmonizing. Oh, excuse me. I chained Begalancer to bounce back the Purple Poison. Then I chained Rika's Sheet, tributing the Begalancer, and then stealing the harmonizing. Negating the harmonizing as well. Leaving him only with the Crystal Clear Magician out there. You don't see that Magician played a lot. I actually like it. It's another in-theme tuner that the deck has that's not harmonizing. And he gets the card back. I draw for turn. And I have to play very carefully here. I am holding Begalancer to like the last thing to do just simply because I want him to be able to waste resources. So I attempt to fire off Shrine, but he chains Time Star to target the Teardrop. And I chain Teardrop to go ahead and remove a body from the field because I want to just clear the board so I can OTK easier. And then Time Star is going to send the Teardrop, or destroy the Teardrop, thus, since no Pendulum card was destroyed, sending my Drythianus. So then I'm going to special summon out the Loci. And then I'm going to go ahead and link into the Drius, which Drius is going to grab me, I believe, I go for another Shrine because I have another Sowing in hand. Yeah, so I grab Shrine. I don't think I use Shrine this turn. But I'm checking my graveyard because I know I have Shadow in my graveyard. And this is kind of why I like the X deck list. But I'm thinking about playing a little bit different one. But I normal summon the Twins. Lets me bring out the Loki. I then link 2, I believe, into Daphne. Which Daphne is the Tribute 1 Plant Link Monster to shuffle 2 back. Or we'll put Tribute 1 Link Plant to shuffle 2 Link Monsters back. So I banish Shadow, I believe. Because Shadow is a copy and paste for Link 2 or lower. As long as they are linked. And currently Daphne is linked. So yep, I copy and paste Daphne. I use the Daphne that gets copy and paste has its effects negated. So then I use the Daphne that's not effects negated to tribute the Drius to shuffle back the Sunavalon Drythianus, I believe. And I think a Melis, I think I go for one. Or I go for a level Link 1 Drius, I think. I cannot remember. I gotta be careful and just keep the correct count in my graveyard so then I can bring out Begalancer. I go ahead and go right into Sunavalon Drythianus. Again, if I played another search, I would. I go ahead and bring back out Bingo Lancer here, which is going to be pretty solid. I'm just contemplating where I want to summon. I do summon it there. Oh, that's right, because I have the trap, which will... Yeah, the trap that Sunavalon Bloom. We activate Sowing, bringing out the Loki from deck, taking 1,000. Linking off into Thrasher. Thrasher targets the Sunavalon Drias, gaining 800 times its link rating, putting the Thrasher at 4,000. So we use Bingo Lancer to bounce back, and I attack with the Bingo Lancer for 25, the Thrasher for 4,000. Then I attack with the Big Tree, activating the Sunavalon Bloom. He gains the attack of everything he points to, so he is totally 65, swinging in for lethal. Plant Link, let's go. But we're going on in here to the next game, the all-important Game 3. I sided pretty heavy for this match. Hopefully, the Sunavalon does have one drawback. Since we don't have a lot of inherent draw outside of Pot of Avarice, you have to side pretty hefty. Just because you will not, you got to see your blowout cards, and since you don't draw outside of Avarice, you're not probably going to see it. And I do believe I don't see any of them, but we're going to see Time Star be put in the, not Time Star, Chronograph put in the scale. Pendulum Call, pitching the Tuning Magician. That's interesting. So he hard open tuning. Tuning is mostly when we summon off a Halki Fibrax, so they can make Celine. I sadly, like I said, opened 0 interruption. So I am at the mercy of this Pendulum player. This Triff Acolyte here is just going to be able to go to town. So I think I saw him grab Oath Dragon and Wisdom Eye, I think so. He's going to go ahead and use Chronograph, tribute itself off, go to the extra deck, and then summon out the Time Gazer, I believe. Time Gazer, yeah. Oath Dragon. Oh, no, that was... Oh, wow. He normal summons the Harmonizing, but Oath Dragon gets in scale along with that Celestial Magician, I believe. But Halki Fibrax is going to beam out, I believe, another Tuning Magician. Whoa, I didn't know you played 2 of them things. But anyway, we get 2 Tuning Magicians. Going on up into Celine. Celine is going to get 1 spell counter, which he uses to bring back out the tuning, I believe. No. He uses tuning's effect. Then I get the life. Ho, ho, ho. And then he makes an Apollosa, I believe, for 2. He still has his whole Pendulum summon able to do. So he uses Oath Dragon, adds back the Harmonizing, summon out Chronograph, Time Gazer, excuse me, and he's going to use Harmonizing to summon out from the deck, I believe, another Oath Dragon. No, he wouldn't summon out Oath. He'd summon out, there we go, Double Iris. And then Tuning comes out. He's going to go ahead and synchro 6 and 4. Oh, well, right, there we go. We're going to see Baron DeFleur touchdown. And then we're going to see Baron DeFleur destroy the Double Iris to go ahead and get him to search for that Time Pendulum Graph. So that's not too bad. Technically, I'm staring down 1, 2, 3, 5 forms of interruption, which is crazy. I opened a trap in my hand too, which was very upsetting. I draw for turn, and if my trap card was just a different card, I was in such a better standpoint. But I follow up with ditching the Rose Princess, which conveniently I only play at once, so seeing it is pretty nice. I'm going to grab that Rose Cloister. I'm going to go ahead and activate Painful Decision, which is going to dump and let me add. Just trying to bait negates right now. Like, I know what he has on field, but I don't know if he has anything in his hand. So we're going to grab myself the Loki. I attempt to activate Cloister and attempt to use Cloister's effect to special summon out from the deck, or from the hand, excuse me. And I think he responds with a Baron DeFleur, I think. Yep, so he negates and destroys with Baron, so I am played through the Baron interruption. That is gone. I activate Unexpected Die, which, of course, unless he has Ash Blossom, he's not going to be able to stop. We're going to be bringing out the last copy of the Loki from my deck, because I have the other one in my hand. I believe... Did I open Shadow again? No, I opened Laurel, and since my life points are higher than his because of his Tuning Magician, Laurel can summon itself, which is just going to give me an awesome extension. But Laurel does activate, so he does have the ability to negate it with Appaloosa. So there's one Appaloosa negate gone. We go ahead and link off here into Drius. We go ahead and use Drius's effect, which of course I believe he responds with the last Appaloosa. So now we just got to play through the the time graph. And I have not normal summoned yet, but see this trap in my hand that I always seem to draw. One of the two traps I always seem to draw, excuse me, is kind of holding me back here. So I think, in my mind, I'm calculating. I think I have a way to play through it, but I don't know if I have a way to put up enough damage. I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm calculating what I foresee as making a Drethianus with a Thrasher and Thrasher stealing the Baron. That is what I am seeing, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Just doing some crazy it's like geometry, guys. It's like an equation you have to solve. So I commit my normal summon here to the Loki. He then ends up using time graph, sending one or targeting one, sending the other. I fire off Pot of Avarice. That's right. I totally forgot about that. So I fire off Pot of Avarice. It's totally up to Pot of Avarice here to get me back in the game. If I draw another unexpected die and like a Sunvine Sowing or something like that, I am totally in it. So then I end up cutting in half, drawing two. I ended up drawing a Sowing, and I forget what the other card was, but it wasn't what I needed. So I end up having to fire off the Sowing here. Mudan, I think it was. I drew Mudan. So I have to fire off Sowing to summon out, and since I don't control a Sun Avalon Link monster, Sowing has to summon out Loki. And then I just go ahead and turn that into Drius. Drius will add me the Sunvine Shrine. And then I just I'm thinking here, I see the play what I have to do. And it's mostly at this point I kind of realize I don't have it, so I kind of casually mess up here. But Flexi being the good man he is, he lets me take it back. Or he lets me show him. I mess as soon as I do this play, I realize that I messed up doing this play, but it also lets me realize I didn't have the play in the beginning anyway. So I try to tribute Mudan to summon out the tree, and then I put down Shrine. I did that out of order. I was supposed to activate Shrine and then use Mudan, but after I did that, I was like, oh wait, it doesn't matter because I didn't have enough gas to do it anyway. So I go ahead and I put back up there, activate Shrine. He lets me do that because he's a good guy. Just to see, but I really don't think I do. I tribute off the Drius to summon out Mudan, but since I opened Rika's sheet, I don't get a surge off Mudan. I use the Shrine to bring back out the Drius, and then I used Shrine to bring out the Loki, which gets me the Drius. Drius gets me to another Shrine, link into the, but I link into oh, dang, guys, I think I did have it. Oh, man, that's a shame. But anyway, that's point of testing, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for our next duel video.